What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another Micslmn video. Hope you all are doing well today. We are here in the newly released PMDG 777 update. We're on our way into Boston. Logan just got out of Dulles quick flight. Just wanted to test it out really quick and provide my initial impressions. As you see, we're coming over New York City right now. First impressions, I should say. Oh my gosh. First of all, it's about time. PMDG never disappoints. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. The 777 was my favorite heavy aircraft, especially when it was initially released in 2013. Favorite aircraft across all flight sims by far. I loved flying it. I did long hauls, short hauls, mid hauls, and everything else in between. If there is even anything else in between, you name it, I was flying this thing everywhere. But unfortunately, it just fell behind the times, man. I was kind of talking about that with some other folks earlier today. We kind of got other aircrafts that, from an immersion standpoint, I should say at least, kind of beat it out. When you think about things like quality wings and whatnot, I think in-depth level of simulation, no one's coming close to PMDG in the heavy category at least. But from an immersion standpoint, it did kind of fall off. It kind of fell behind the times, and we were really awaiting this update. But here she is, man. My initial thoughts, wow. First of all, wow. Sounds was, I guess, the number one thing for me so far. I mean, from the moment I got into the aircraft and powered her up, you noticed a difference in the sounds and the quality of the sounds. You can tell they spent a lot of time on it. It was phenomenal. On departure, oh my gosh, just spool up of those engines all the way climbing out through about 15,000 was just insane. You felt every bit of power of that engine, especially with the lovely butt kicker that I have here underneath the seat, man. It was definitely a blast to depart on out of there. With this update came an update to the ER variant as well, the 777, and I'm getting stutters here for some reason, but the 777-300 ER variant has been updated as well. That's you know, pretty nice. Again, if you owned I guess the 777 base pack as well as the extended pack for the ER, this update was free from version 4 up, so P3D version 4 up, I believe. So well done by PMDG. In addition to that, they also released the 777-200ER, a new variant to the family that includes certain things like the EFB and whatnot. So that's there as well. But overall, man, the features list just goes on, and you definitely noticed a lot of different things as it relates to, you know, that said features list. The flight physics, the enhanced fly-by-wire simulation. Obviously, we didn't even touch on kind of the overall structure and PBR and the quality of the textures outside here on the aircraft, but just phenomenal. High resolution cockpit displays. We'll get into the cockpit and check that out here in a moment as well. You've got new equipment options. You've got the typical PMDG, not typical, but the new PMDG, I guess, data link, if you will, that was released with the NGXU that is now incorporated as well. Overall, man, I am floored. It's a great update, especially when it's free. I think you can't beat that. The 777-200ER expansion pack is it's a payware. Obviously, this is all payware, but I mean, it's not a free update. It's not part of the free update. You can purchase that for $77.72. How cheeky of PMDG. 7772. But yeah, $77.72 from PMDG to own that expansion pack. So without further ado, let's get into the cockpit here. Like I said, we are on our way down into Boston. No, we're not on VATSIM, actually. We're offline. Again, we kind of wanted to just do this flight really quick, provide some initial impressions without, you know, kind of all the ATC chatter in the back and whatnot. So far, so good. Let me get the sounds back up, if you will. kind of let you hear some of that. I mean, for the most part, like the in-flight sounds, the overall cruising sounds haven't really changed too much. Where it really shines is, like I said, those sounds on spool up when you're getting ready to take off, as well as those reverse thrusts on landing, and then just some of the additional ambient sounds in the cockpit have been reworked and sound really, really great as well. Right now we're coming in via the Roebuck 3 arrival into Boston, just like you saw passed over New York. Let me just take a look here at my charts, make sure we are hitting the speed and altitude restrictions appropriately. Yes, we are. Let's get the checklist up. See what we got here. Recall, that was checked. We did that earlier before we came on here. Notes. Auto brake, we're coming in at 3-3 left. We'll go with auto brake 2. That's to be sufficient for the runway there. Landing data, VREF, we've got 137, and our minimums, our decision height. I'm blocking the screen right now, actually. 216 on the barrel for the decision height. So that is in there as well. And our approach briefing. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, a Roebuck 3 arrival into Boston Logan. We're coming down now through 230, hitting those speeds and altitude restrictions appropriately. And then we're going to come in via 3-3 left. Initial approach fix is Ben. We'll join the localizer and come right in. Upon landing into Boston, let's see, we've got 10,000 feet of runway. That's perfect for auto brake 2. No need to go any further than that. We're coming in the 3-3 left. We'll vacate and we'll park somewhere down there. So that's the plan today, or this evening. So approach briefing is complete. If we need to go miss for whatever reason, we'll shoot the missed approach procedure. If we need an alternate for whatever reason, the weather down there is great. I can't foresee why. And we're not on VATSIM or anything like that. Kennedy is our alternate. Plenty of fuel and all that good stuff for Kennedy as well, so no issues there. So that's our approach briefing. That's our descent checklist. What we can do as well is get some additional or updated forecasts for the descent, so we'll request that. And I believe this pulls directly from Active Sky. This feature has kind of been in here for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that was part of the update. I think we've had this for quite some time. But that's pretty cool, man. Not a lot of aircrafts out there have this at all, and I love it. Again, it kind of helps with fuel prediction upon arrival, fuel planning, and all that good stuff. So we'll load that in. We've got our descent forecast. That looks good. We're expecting to arrive with 20.3 in Boston. That's just fine as well. We'll continue down here. Let's see, our next restriction. 16,000, above 17. We'll dial in 16 here. And we'll do that. Our speed looks fine. Like I said, again, quick video. Just wanted to come on here and provide my initial or first impressions. We will come back here with the live stream. I know folks have been asking, hey, when are you going to stream it? We will, best believe, especially now that I know it seems to be working stable. I don't fly P3D much these days, as most of you that follow the channel really in Xplane and FS 2020 more, but I'm telling you, man, with this update and this release, we may find ourselves in here a little bit more often, and that's just the pleasure of having multiple simulators. You just have the options at the end of the day, and I think it's fantastic, especially when you have high fidelity aircrafts such as the PMDG. Take some outside shots. I did put back on enhanced atmospherics. I love the coloration that it gives to the simulator, especially without the need for reshade or any of that stuff. However, it definitely needs a lot of work as it relates to the cloud textures and some of these other things, and variations in the cloud textures. And it really doesn't play well with Active Sky. It's getting there, but it definitely needs a lot of work. So we've got it on for now. I think it's quite fine. Frames look good, no issues there at all. Alright, so again, just, you know, as we've mentioned on our channel, you know, numerous times, always be thinking ahead, always be thinking about what's next, always have a plan in mind. We've done our approach briefing. We understand what the weather looks like down there at Boston. We understand for some reason if we need to go to an alternate what the weather looks like there for our alternate. So we've got a game plan. Everything looks good. We'll need to be pulling back the speed here in a moment. This is a heavy aircraft. It's a 777 at the end of the day. So we've got to be able to be cognizant of that and manage our speeds appropriately. My favorite variant, I think, of the 777 family, you know, and the one that I kind of flew the most, again, when PMDG first released the 777 and subsequently the 300ER, was the 300ER. I flew that thing a lot of times, many of days and nights spent long hauling across the pond and whatnot back in the day when I had time for that. So definitely fond memories. I think it's exciting that, you know, we finally have an updated version here for us, and definitely looking forward to what the future holds as it relates to PMDG. Don't really follow them too much from a roadmap perspective. I know the NGXU is getting ready to come over to FS 2020. There seems to have been some delays just because of the SDK from from Microsoft and Asobo. That's kind of delayed the project a bit, but I think we should expect it here by the end of the year, so that'll be exciting as well. And then subsequently, I think, you know, they've mentioned that all of their products will eventually get over to FS 2020. Now that may be, you know, years from now, but at the end of the day, the simulator isn't going anywhere. So when it gets there, it gets there. Through 19,000 now, we will dial in. Let's do, again, she's managing the speed. There's really not much to do here. You know, when I think about this family from a Boeing standpoint, it is very automated compared to the rest of the Boeing aircrafts, the Boeing fleets. Almost have you know, Airbus qualities when you think about the fly-by-wire system and then certain other components as well. I don't think we showcased. Yeah, so you've got the third FMC here. Almost called it a McDo FMC. Where, like I said, you've got the capabilities around the data link. There we go. Gives you some information about your flight and whatnot. And obviously, once we get down, we'll be able to fill in some of the other information. Not quite as involved as FSLABS, AOC, and data link function, but it's something. It's pretty cool to have anyway. There's just some information there about the flight. I think eventually PMDG plans on launching. Again, I don't follow them too much these days, but if I remember correctly, they plan on instituting their own sort of like ACAR server where you'll be able to interact with some of these other functions that you see grayed out at the moment. ATS, company, weather, flight log, and some of these other things. So that's pretty cool, and that's to come. They've done some adjustments to the ground equipment. Those are visible and you're able to use those. I generally just use GSX at the end of the day, but for those that don't utilize GSX, you have the ability to use those as well, so that's pretty cool. Okay, she's holding to try to maintain the restriction there. We need to bring the speed back. We're a little fast. I think actually over Pro V we should be at 260 per the chart, so let's do that. In fact, we can just let her manage the speed there. And telling us drag required, so we'll go ahead and get some spoilers out. Sorry, speed brakes, we're not blower. We'll get the speed brakes out. Speed brake extended. Yes, I know. We're trying to slow down here, my friend. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do speed 230 because we're coming up here pretty fast. Let's keep the drag out. And we're going to have to do some vectoring. We'll take heading select. And we'll just join the approach fix at, looks like Bebog or Brary. I'm sorry, Ben at 4,000. That's our transition altitude. Let's get standard out of here, and 3005, and that's cross-checked as well on the FO side. That looks good. Bring back up the checklists, and that's the altimeters, and checklist is complete. The electronic checklist, I think, has been there from the beginning as well, if I remember correctly. That's not new to the update. So yeah, man, definitely interested in understanding or knowing what you all think, those that have it or those that want to purchase it. Again, no sort of high in-depth kind of review here. I'm sure there will be plenty of other content creators and reviewers and all that stuff out there. For me, this is just Micslmn's high-level first impressions, and I'm thrilled with it. It's a great aircraft. Always has been a great aircraft. We've been waiting for this update for quite some time, and it's awesome that we have it. So let me know in the comments what you all think, if you plan on purchasing it, if you have it, what you think about it as well. Like I said, we'll be on with a live stream. Let's go direct to Ben. We'll be on with the live stream to kind of be able to interact with you all in real time to get your impressions and perspectives as well. We're just trying to burn some speed here. Let's do 220. Getting creative with this approach. Sometimes, again, man, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you're flying a much heavier bird, lots of energy to manage. So we definitely should have started slowing down a lot further out. She wasn't just going to stop on a dime for us, but hey, you live and you learn, and you make adjustments accordingly. I remember when I first purchased, again, I had this back in like 2013, the first heavy I've ever flown in a flight sim, and we over-rotated the aircraft and caused a tail strike. And that was my first introduction to how realistic PMDG simulation of interpretation and simulation of the 777, how real that kind of was, and how much they include in the aircraft, because we did have a pressurization issue and we had to return back to Kennedy. So that was fun. So you kind of learn these things, and you do better next time. So again, failures are modeled. I think we have those off right now. They're off by default, but if we wanted to have system-based failures, we can have that as well. Some of these other failures, though, are the hot brakes, which is not really a failure, but tail strike, all that stuff is kind of built in. You can't really turn that off, so you just have to be careful, because again, that would cause a pressurization issue, and you'd have to land and return to the field. Let's start turning in a bit here. We're coming through 10,000. Let's get the landing lights on. So our wing lights as well. Trying the cabin. Alright, we'll start turning back in for the runway. Want to kind of be configured a little bit early. The last couple of times I've come into Boston, it's been, you know, pretty wild and crazy weather, especially from a wind standpoint. It's been pretty gusty. It's the first time in a long time I'm coming in where the weather isn't too bad, and it's cooperating, so that's pretty good. Alright, we'll slow that rate of descent. Right back on profile. That's how you do it, man. Sometimes you've got to get fancy with it. Looks good. Stole the speed brakes now. We'll take LNAV. Cabin's ready. Awesome. Very interactive. I believe there is an FS2 crew, if I'm not mistaken, for the 777 as well. That'll add a whole other set of immersion, man, for sure. So definitely check that out as well. Reset this here. Put on an intercept heading, and there's the LNAV. So yeah, if this is something that you're going to fly and fly often, and you're interested in having a little bit of help simulating a little bit of multi-crew environment, CRM, and all that good stuff, check out the FS2 crew product. I don't know if it's going to require an update since the PMDG updates, but I know there is an FS2 crew for the 777. Gosh, there's an FS2 crew for every, if I'm not mistaken, every aircraft in the PMDG family, and it's phenomenal. There's FS2 crew versions for other aircrafts as well, but I've never found one as involved and as intuitive as the PMDG FS2 crew versions. So definitely check that out. We'll probably get that back in here as well. ROS is built in as well. You know, there's lots of add-ons, or I'm sorry, lots of add-ons out there where you kind of have to buy those separately. With this aircraft, it comes with it. That's pretty cool as well. She is looking good. She is looking good. Again, the rework, the texture rework, and the sounds it's where it shines for me. I mean, just look at that. Really incredible. Alright, we'll see if we can't see that runway yet. Got a little ways to go. Like I said, we will be back on with a live stream. Again, if you are not in the Discord, definitely join the Discord. Link will be in the description. I'd love to continue the conversation off air, quote unquote off air, about not just this, but every aspect of flight simulation and aviation in general. We've got a good group of people in there, always active. Lots of different resource and information from lots of folks across the flight sim community, there to just share in the joy of aviation and help each other out. So let me know, and then let me know what route you'd like to see me do with this. Again, she's a long-range aircraft, of course, but we generally don't do long-range streams, so we'll look for something mid-range wise, and we'll see if we can't get it done. So let me know. Kohaas 240. We got 16 of the runway there. I'm gonna go 210 on the speed, and we're gonna get flaps 1 out, and let's get the loc. That's the loc. Just captured. Boston's heavy on frames, always has been for me in P3D, so I'm hoping it's not a slideshow. If it is, I apologize in advance. Didn't dawn on me until we took off out of Dulles, and I was like, maybe Boston is not the best place to showcase this thing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Glide slope is coming in. I'm going to go ahead and arm approach. And we'll get flaps 5 out now. There's a glide slope. Awesome. Got about 12 out, looking good. Again, you want to be configured here as early as you can. We'll get to that checklist. Looking good. So it was a quick flight, like I said, 52 minutes looks like since we've departed. A 10-mile final now. Looking good. Hold 180 on the speed just for now. Let's go flaps 15 gear down, shall we? Good stuff. My aircraft. 2500. And my throttles as well. We got you. Let's complete that checklist. There's a slideshow coming into Boston. We'll see if we can't manage. And landing checklist is complete. Get the rest of those lights on. Got 3 whites, 1 red. It's interesting, man, because in V5 you really shouldn't have frame issues. You got graphics card memory issues at times, but not really frame issues. But we keep having them here lately, and I probably need to come in here and really just do a fresh install or something. Again, we don't fly it often, So we're not in here often enough to kind of spend time to tweak things, but like I said, I might be spending more time in here going forward. So we'll have to figure out what's going on. All right, we look good. 3,000 is the missed approach.
1,000.
That's set. And you feel it, man. You almost feel it in the yoke. 3 left checked. Yeah, I want to say you almost feel it in the yoke. I know the Honeycomb doesn't have force feedback or anything, but it feels like you're flying a heavy aircraft. I can't explain it. Can't really put it into words. But you definitely feel it.
500.
So I'll bring that speed back just a bit.
Approaching decision height.
We'll continue.
Minimums.
Landing. These frames are killing me, man.
100.
We'll float it out a bit.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, we slammed that. We slammed that. Reverses. Lower that nose gently. There we go. We're out of 70, coming out of reverse manual braking. Oof, that was hard. That was hard. But we're down nonetheless. I'll blame it on the frames. How about that? Now we just needed to flare a little bit more. Again, it's just that being cognizant of the fact that you're in a higher aircraft, you're gonna hit that ground a little bit sooner than you anticipate. So again, it's just practice. We haven't been in this thing in a long time. We'll get the hang of it. But that was fun, man. It's like I said, it was I just wanted to come out here, showcase kind of the new update, the new release. Let me know what you all think. We'll definitely have to come back on here with a live stream and redeem ourselves, redeem that landing. We'll taxi over to the gate here, get the aircraft cleaned up. But that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Never mind the hard landing. And I definitely appreciate the feedback ahead of time. And that's going to do it for us here. Again, I do curious to know where you guys like to see me fly this bad boy on the live stream. And then again, if you aren't in the Discord, join the Discord. Get with me there as well. But until next time, my friends, Micslmn is out. We shall see you.